our volume up. We're going to bring our players in. Here we go. Okay, players, you are on the channel. And yeah, we're live. So thank you guys for joining us this afternoon for some charity streaming D&D. We are raising money for the United Way of NorCal, and that's to confront the campfire and try to provide relief to the evacuees. We have some donation incentives that you're going to see in the channel chat because Machan Press is offering coupons to people who are donating. So one more thing that we can do to make it a little bit easier for people to want to help. And there's a raffle going on too. So if you happen to be in the chat and you enter that raffle phrase in, then that will be good. And I wish I knew what was going on with my window here. I think I've just scrolled down. Okay, good. That had me worried for a second there. There are lots of awesome people in the chat. Thank you very much for joining us. We're running a little bit behind, which is entirely my fault. So thank you, thank you. We are going to be doing some D&D, but we're going to go around and introduce everybody first. I'm going to count this the way I see it. So we're going to be starting with Biblio Princess. If you want to say anything, if you want to just say hi, this is your moment.
Hello.
And do you want to tell us about your character?
Yeah, so I'm playing Vetiver. She is a tiefling bard. She's mostly a traveler. She just kind of wanders around. And that's basically it.
Okay, that's good stuff. And we're going to move on next is going to be Zaltar Malachi.
Hello. I am playing a dwarf named Ezekiel Smeltax. Basically, his quest is that he really is obsessed with finding the recipe for the perfect beer. He was kicked out of his little mountain dwarf community after he caused a series of explosions for trying to make various alcohols. So, yeah, he's a little bit of a kind of wanderer. Yeah.
Okay, and next we're going to go to Kira to Future Revolutions.
Hi. I'm playing Ida Lostchild. She is of noble birth, and she's kind of on a quest to find other children. Her house is made up of orphans that then kind of get brought into the fold and become lost childs. Yeah.
Very cool.
She's a sorcerer.
Okay, excellent. And of course, last and not least, we've got Rain Ghost.
I'm Rain, and I'm playing Vilain Moradavi, who is a tiefling drunken master monk. She is on a similar quest to brew the perfect drink, but she also sometimes works as a freelance investigator and spy.
Sweet.
So I can see how this group may come together well at this point. So that's
All of us alcoholic.
yeah. Basically, we're just gonna forego whatever questing we had planned, and we're just gonna brew for the remainder of this session. That's fine.
Yeah.
I have proficiency.
Okay, yeah. Give me just a second as I pull up our adventure docs, and we're gonna get started. Thank you all for coming out and doing this. I know this is like a crazy thing, and we got a great last-minute response. Pardon me. Almost everybody got involved with the channel. They did so through Welcome to the Party or the Scraticus Academy, but we had lots of independent people like Xantar that also just came out and said, hey, can I do this? And that's really great. So, pardon me. As we get started here, our adventure today is called Fire on the Waters. What could possibly go wrong? That's the subtitle. And in a second here, we'll have our doc pulled up.
That's how we find out that alcohol floats.
Well, you guys are proficient. You knew that, right? Okay. So you are in an area that's called the Marrow Reach. The Marrow Reach is a very small series of islands. If you look into the game, I believe in the handouts, we actually have a map of the Marrow Reach. This is not a very well-known place. What people typically do when they come to the Marrow Reach is they come to grieve. They are usually here to say goodbye to loved ones and to send them on their way with dignity and respect and a proper ceremony. So the people who live here all serve that purpose. But they are also at the mouth of a river, and that means that trade comes down the river, and it also means that pirates go up the river. So in the Marrow Reach, the most common problem they have is pirates. The four of you are all here in the Marrow Reach, and I'm going to keep saying Marrow Reach over and over again. There are buildings that you can see on the map. There's one that has 3 interconnected rooms. This is a place that's called the Raven's Roost Hostel. And this is a place, again, lots of repetition, where people will come and they'll have a place to stay while they wait for their loved ones to be properly ceremonially interred or taken care of. And this is where you're now meeting with the community, as best you can recognize it. There is a dwarven priestess named Navitica, who is the resident cleric and the one who actually performs ceremonies related to the end of people's lives. There is a protector you would classify her as a paladin based on what you know, and her name is Laresta, and she's wearing very heavy bronze armor, dark skin colored, hair pulled back into a tight, like a ponytail of dreadlocks. We also have the people who actually run this particular building. We have Uvik, who is a tall, thin half-orc, and Clag, who is a goblin, who is short and stout and a little bit pudgy. And these are the people who are in the room with you right now, trying to discuss with you the problem they have. So, as we get into like a setup scene, what is everybody doing? Where do you think your characters are in this room where there are rush beds? There is a pot of bubbling stew that has been described as tasting brown. And everybody is kind of standing around. They have water and they have no other drinks whatsoever.
I'm sneaking bits of my flask into my water drink.
Yes. They're not opposed to strong drink, but they have none to offer you.
Oh, okay.
I'm probably comforting someone who is here to bury their loved one or whatever.
Okay. There's a young halfling man who has come in, and he's brought his father, who was a farmer and a planter, and he's passed on now at an older age, but he's brought him here because he knows that they're very respectful of the dead. And he's being comforted by you. He's, short, running to the pudgy, curly brown hair, and he is openly sobbing into a handkerchief at this point as you, I don't know, pat him on the back?
Yeah. I'll, try and comfort him. You can't see it. I don't know if you can see it. I'm like making a hand motion. Like, oh,
The things you learn when streaming is excellent, yes. Okay.
Like on ours, you can see it, but you can't see it on the stream.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like,
yeah, you just gotta do it right in front of your face. That's the key.
Look, I'm giving him like a rub, like, oh, he's returned to the water.
Okay, that's good. How about Vedavir?
Oh, I am definitely just kind of leaning against a wall and like strumming something that is both relaxing and annoying, like elevator music. Probably more out of like habit than any intent.
Okay, good stuff. And then how about Ezekiel?
I have a little alchemy jug that can pour out random things. So I guess I'm probably pouring out one of my beer concoctions and maybe offering some to our drunken monk guy.
I'll take random bits.
Yeah.
Good stuff. So in this room,
This one tastes like raspberries.
I like to experiment with all kinds of different brews. Yeah.
good stuff. Okay, so we've got these 4 people in the community who are all here with you right now. Navitica is a dwarf wearing a long black robe, and she has her hair, which is like iron gray, pulled back into a very tight bun. She seems serious, but she's also not the one talking. Laresta, the paladin, has her arms crossed. She has a sword at her waist. She's not carrying her shield or anything like that right now, but she looks like a heavily armed lady. And right now, she's really the one who is the spokesperson. Uvik, the orc, is leaning over and smelling your alchemy jug because he's 15 and that sounds like a good idea to him. And the goblin, whose name is Clag, is sitting there and openly salivating at the fact that you have beer. So they've all got different reactions going on right now. But Laresta says, okay, so here's the problem, and this is why we need whatever hands we can get. This place, the Marrow Reach, it's not very important, but we're a community. There's 9 of us, we need to protect our own, we need to make sure nothing happens. And what we have is there will be pirates. There will definitely be pirates coming in. We have a little bit of coin saved aside, and we'd really like to keep ourselves safe, and we need your help.
Is there any possibility that this little group of monks knows anything about beer making that they could offer as a payment for me?
To be frank, most people here don't indulge in strong drink.
Okay, well, that's too
Navitica,
bad.
and she points at the dwarf, she's an apothecary, so maybe if you need some herb lore, she would be good at that. She's
Oh,
very
okay.
accomplished.
Do they know when the pirates are to arrive?
Soon. There's a window of time that we're somewhat concerned about in the next week, but most importantly, right now, we actually had another adventuring party that was through the other night, and they have terribly upset the pirates because they defeated them in combat, and their honor seems to be somewhat besmirched. So,
Pirates have honor?
well, these ones have at least pride. So there's that. They seem to be upset by the whole thing. We had someone who was shot the other day as they were coming into the area, and the halfling points at his shoulder where there was an arrow hole that is not there now, but you can see it in his shirt. And he goes, "Yeah, and it really hurt, and but thank you because I fixed it." So Laresta continues. We're very concerned that this is going to happen again. This next week is crucial for us as a community. We just need to keep things safe.
Do we know how many pirates there are? If they were defeated recently, I assume some were gone. But
Well, there was one rather dangerous pirate. They actually had a mind flayer with them, but there are still many pirates. And additionally, I don't know if you're squeamish or easily frightened, but there's something of a death cult.
Oh boy.
So there are occasionally members of the undead or people who are imbued with powers against life that join them.
Who is he talking to right now?
So Laresta is kind of generally talking at all of you. Ezekiel's talking to the paladin, if that's what you're asking.
Okay, yeah. The one that just said that was the paladin, right?
Yep, that's right.
Okay.
well, if you're a paladin, do you have any uh, ways of helping with the undead? Or
I'll be there to help.
okay,
But there's 9 people here in the community, and they're my first priority.
okay. Any like defensible structures we could build here, or do we have options for that?
So I'm going to refer to the map. So again, if you look in the Roll20, you may see this. If you don't
Yeah.
have the Roll20 open, that's okay. But right now you're in the place that is on the upper left, the 3-room building. That's called the Raven's Roost Hostel. Below that, there are 2 houses. One that has 2 rooms, one that has 1 room. Those are squat stone houses that have like a tarred paper or a tarred cloth roof. In the middle of the islands, there's a small 2-room house. That's also a stone building. And then there's a standing stone circle, and beyond that, another squat stone house. At the very south of the map, there is a keep that is called Cracked Skull Keep. And it is a squat stone tower. You saw it on your way in, and it has no top. So it's just a crumbled-in stone building that is off on its own island.
Does that have more than one? Oh, sorry. Does the tower I saw coming in here, does it have only 1 floor?
There's just the 1 floor that's intact. The tower is not a great option if you're thinking about going there.
Great, thanks.
Why is it not a good option? Is it because it's falling apart, or?
No, there's 1 boat. The one
Yeah.
boat that can traverse those waters. The area around the tower actually has very violent, turbulent waters that activate whenever any other boat tries to approach it. So we have 1 ferry that can fit maybe 4 people.
Well, can anyone fly? We have a bard and a sorcerer here. Can either of you fly?
I can fly once per day.
Okay.
I can't fly.
Okay. You could get there, but you couldn't get back, is what you're saying. So
Yeah.
Great. So,
It's a pretty short trip. You could probably go back and forth over the course of a fly spell. That probably lasts for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I can jump impressively far.
Yeah, so the distance that we're looking at on the map, it's probably, I don't know, 200 feet of, travel by water. And again, as you
Cannot jump
approach
that
it,
far.
if you're not in that boat, it does become magically turbulent and extremely dangerous. I have nothing but good news for you all.
Hmm.
Which direction do the pirates usually approach from?
Yeah.
They're probably going to be coming from the open water. So again, should you refer to the map, they're going to be coming from the right, which I would refer
Mhm.
to
So
as
right
the
next to that
east.
building, it's in the very what's it called? I can't read it, but
The witch's toe.
oh,
Yes, they would come somewhere between the Witch's Toe and between Broken Neck. That's the area they are likely to land.
okay. Is there
May.
any possibility of reasoning with the pirates? Probably not.
I
Or
think in this
scaring
case, it's really a matter of their pride. There are only 9 of us, and they know that. And in the past, they've come to steal bodies and things of small worth. I think in this case, they're interested in finishing the job.
them.
If they're working with the undead, then it seems that we would be doing a favor by getting rid of them.
I can't think of anybody who would be upset if you were to put an end to those pirates. Except for maybe the pirates.
Eh.
I'll accept this task.
Hmm. I'll accept as well in exchange for access to the alchemy stores, or to get to any of the random ingredients I can find for my brews.
Navitica says, I do have some good stores. Most of my things are very local. They're very sea-oriented. But yes?
Sure.
Feed for my animal would be good, and lodging, of course, for my retainers.
We have this hostel here, this room that you're in right now, and there are 8 little piles of rushes that basically form beds, and
This is the
the
worst.
cauldron of brown, and they have offered all of this to you.
Brown.
It's a
I just
flavor
stare
and
at
a
the
smell.
cauldron of brown and think about my own cooking utensils.
You might not want to get them dirty in that pot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about cooking something myself.
Yeah, same.
One of my retainers is like a major domo, so I'm sure finds this place abhorrent.
Yeah.
The whole thing is tidying up for me.
This is the poorest, smallest seaside community you could possibly have. They have no industry whatsoever, so there is nothing nice about this.
Is there any sort of just resources the town has? Like, do they have any weapons? They have any I guess they have food stores, but
Maybe some fish. That's what they have.
Don't underestimate fish. We got fish throwers here. They're lethal.
yeah.
Fish that have been eating corpses? So that sounds fun.
So when you say weapons, for a moment Loresta puts her hand up like this, and Navitica comes over and puts her hand down, and she says, they can't do that. And she says, are you sure?
Can't do
Yes.
what?
No, it's not safe. But we have very little in way of weapons. In terms of structures, there is a standing circle of stones. If you want to entreat the gods for their assistance, that might be helpful to you. But we have almost nothing.
So by not safe, do you mean in comparison to fighting a bunch of pirates blind?
I mean, to be fair, I've caused several explosions in my life. I'm not really that concerned about safety.
Navitica says, I'm not so much concerned about whether or not you can handle yourselves in a fight, but whether or not you might lose your immortal souls. That seems much more important to me.
I mean, I'm not that
What
fussed
could
about
go
mine.
wrong?
And mostly I'm curious about this mysterious thing.
Fine. Let them do it. That's fine. And Loresta says, I don't know that this is actually a good idea, but again referring to the map, if you were to look out past the Witch's Toe, there is a singular island that is in the
Yes.
middle between it and Broken Neck.
Yeah.
There is a trident that is plunged deep into the living rock of that island, and it is very powerful and cursed.
Oh.
Mm,
I mean, is this the type of thing that anyone can pull the trident out? Do we have to do something to get the trident, or?
if it's cursed, I don't know that we do want to pull it out.
It is immensely powerful, but it
Well,
will
just
probably kill you.
How cursed?
Wait. So should we be concerned that it's just immensely powerful and may kill us, or is it like actually cursed, like as an evil?
Both are true.
Oh no, I don't want to mess with that.
Do any of us even know how to use a trident? Because
Exactly.
I don't.
I think probably proficient in it. I'm proficient in a lot of things.
If you're a fighter, you're probably proficient in a trident.
Yeah, yeah. So, do we know much about this trident? I mean, the nature of the curse or anything?
Laresta says, I've always been forbidden to do anything to it whatsoever. My predecessor touched it once. They're dead. They wielded it in battle. It was effective for the moment, and they died immediately following.
Oh.
Oh, thanks.
Well, I mean, if I could look at this trident, I'm pretty knowledgeable in, arcana and other things, religion and lore and so forth. So I might be able to maybe learn a little bit about it.
Sure. Right now, it's pretty broad daylight. It's that coastal kind of gloom daylight, but it's daylight. Laresta says, I don't think the pirates will approach until evening. So, if you want to take a look.
I
Well,
definitely want to take a look.
yeah. Besides that, we should probably get ready for the actual assault, I imagine. Are there any defensible structures we could set up or anything like that? Or are we just going to be dealing with as they arrive?
Well, we really just have the houses and the standing circle of stones. You really can't move those at all.
Maybe we should set up in the house, just be right next to Witch's Toe, that building, and we can kind of set up our, line, if you will, at the standing stones.
Yeah. I think that the civilians should get in the farthest away house, and so that they're the most protected.
Laresta says, that sounds like a good plan. I was thinking the same thing. I would take them down to where the Flenser and the cleaner, the washers houses are, along with the ferryman. So this is the map island that has the two different buildings on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
We may have to juggle some cameras in a little bit here because we had a camera drop, and that does happen.
Oh.
Also, I think the little square in the middle, I think right now you've got it set so it's looking at my sheet.
That's very possible.
So that's what that is, because I can see my icon in the corner.
Yeah, that's really possible. So let me see if I can do anything with any of these things.
Sorry, my camera doesn't swap.
No, it's cool. Give me just a second to flip some tags. Yep. These are all normal Roll20 things that go on.
Does anyone have any illusion-based magic or anything like that?
Me.
Because we could try to trick the pirates into the amount of people that are here and get them to go to a place that. I wonder if we could trick them to enter one of the buildings and then just blow up the building.
You want to blow up everything, though.
Well, I have a lot of really high flammable, dangerous things on me all the time. You gotta do something with that.
Don't waste them on buildings.
Good point. Yeah.
Yeah, the Roll20 hasn't really gotten better from there. Got this
assuming
weird
that
thing going on, so.
The community doesn't have any sort of giant boom chain that they can string across Witch's Toe to Broken Neck, if that's where they're going to enter.
I don't think we're gonna pull a Game of Thrones on them now.
I don't understand that reference.
It happened in Game of Thrones.
Okay, got a little bit of a fix going there. I think that looks better. Sorry for the delay. Okay, so do we want to go look at the Trident? What is our next place we want to be acting?
I want to go look at the Trident.
Okay.
I'll go along for curiosity's sake.
Excellent.
I guess I should look at it too. I'm the only one who can wield it, so.
So good news
Yeah,
here.
I mean, I'll tell my attendants to go with whoever is gathering the townspeople, and I'll go along with the rest as well.
Okay.
Now, here's another question for everybody. Ezekiel, how do you feel about the fact that this half-orc 15-year-old is trying to dip beer out of your alchemy jug?
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, that's perfectly normal age to start drinking. As far as I mean, I don't have a problem with that.
So,
Yeah, but you can suddenly make the beer be mayonnaise because of that drug. So please just tell me it's suddenly mayonnaise because I like that mental image.
Oh, yeah, it does. Like, what, a gallon of mayonnaise a day? Yeah.
Straight mayonnaise.
so he scoops out a nice big cup of mayonnaise and probably doesn't know the difference one way or the other, so that's good for him.
Oh, that's so nasty.
Yes, it is gross. And when you all leave, you can see the goblin is also sticking his finger in the mayonnaise and licking it out of the cup as they are enjoying themselves.
Gross.
Yeah.
I also wanted to point out with the jug, it also produces a half ounce of poison a day so that I can dip into, if anyone has any. I think I use a crossbow actually among my other weapons. That we can poison some arrows with it. But
As long as
anyway,
we're not poisoning that poor half-orc, that's all I can do.
In lieu of assassination, let's go look at the powerful artifact that could kill us all.
My favorite.
So,
I mean, probably kill me. I don't think the rest of you are going to hold it.
Depends on how much the blast radius is.
that's right. So if you were to try to go around on the islands, the biggest problem you're going to have is you don't have a boat, and it is a distance away from the island that's nearest to it. So how would you like to handle that?
Can we borrow a boat?
You can.
Okay.
So there is on the island that you just sent everybody to, the smaller house belongs to the fairy person whose name is Chalt. And you're told go knock on his door and he will help you.
Yay. Thank you, Jolt. We would like to go see the trident, please.
He opens the door. This is a turtle, so it's a humanoid turtle. His skin coloration is mostly like a deep brown with some green, so it's kind of mottled. It looks like it would blend very well into the swamp. And he has a very large shell that is mostly brown, some green. He opens the door. Hello?
Hi. We were wondering if you could go take us to that tiny little island off of Witch's Toe.
Yep.
Will you take us to the island off of Witch's Toe?
Please?
Yep.
Can you do it right now?
Yep. And he begins slowly turning around, getting his things, comes back out.
Right. I'll be back around sunset when he comes back.
There's a little tiny pier where his boat is. He walks over to the pier, takes the rope off the boat, puts it into the boat, gets into the boat.
Okay, I board the boat.
Yeah, go aboard.
I guess
We
I'll
must-
go with it too. Might as well.
We must protect the slow turtle.
So this trip would, under other circumstances, maybe take 10 minutes. It's going to take you guys half an hour.
Fair.
The whole time, I'm like, do you want me to? Do you want me to help? I can help. Do you want me to? Okay.
It's okay. And it's very slow, but the water is absolutely peaceful. The boat never flounders or fluctuates at all. You get exactly where you want to go, slowly. There is this rocky outcropping that comes up, and then the rock is kind of broken and shattered, and there is a trident that has been plunged into the rock. There is like a banner, like a little streaming piece of leather that comes down from its wrapping, and it looks old and rusted and just severely poked into this rock.
All right. Well, I guess I get out and look at it. I don't know. I don't. I will attempt to act like I know what I'm doing and try to look at it like I'm an expert, but I have no idea what I'm doing.
Okay.
So I don't know what the role is for that though.
Yeah, for
Deception.
right now, we could do Arcana, we could do Religion, we could do History. If you want to do any of those,
Oh,
that's
history. I actually know a lot about history, oddly enough.
fine. Let's do that.
So how do roles work here? So
Can we
rolled
see
on?
all of this from the boat?
So if you have your character sheet open, then what you should be able to do is just click the history skill, and it should roll it for you. You can see all this from the
okay.
boat.
Give me a second here. Character sheet.
I'm just gonna lounge in the boat and watch them go after the trident.
Oh yeah, I'd like to see if I recall anything about this. I also know
I
about
clicked. Sorry, could someone explain me how Roll20 works? I hit the history button and I'm not sure where it came up.
So if you look on the
In the
top
chat.
row on that side, yeah, it's got the chat things.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
And you take the leftmost, unless you're rolling with advantage, the way it works is you take the left, and if you have advantage, you can take the left or the right.
Oh, I guess the left is 11 and the right is 14, so I guess
Yeah.
I take the left.
Yeah, you take the one on the left. So you got the
I
11.
rolled an 8
so,
plus 3, so
yeah.
so
It's really cool looking in kind of a grim, dark way. You don't know any specifics of it, but you're looking at it. It seems to be either black iron or cold iron or something like that from what it's wrought. It's taller than you are. It's about 6.5 feet tall. And the wrapping to you looks like shark hide.
shark hide?
Yeah, you would guess shark hide, shark skin.
Okay. I guess I relay this to everyone else and try to sound authoritative in the process. So.
Meanwhile, I'm like in the boat, just like laughing to myself. At his attempts to be looking like he knows what he's doing.
And I take a long swig of beer.
Have another drink and try again.
I would like to roll, I think, Arcana.
Mm-hmm.
OMG.
You okay, Ida?
Yes.
We get something back.
I was I thought it was my sheet. It was not my sheet.
Oh.
Just ignore me.
Okay. Yes, I'm rolling an Arcana check if I can figure out. Sorry, I have Roll20 up on my iPad and it is not functioning very well.
Yeah, sorry about that. If you want to do a
it's
physical
hard.
dice roll, you're welcome to do that too.
I
Yeah.
unfortunately don't have my dice on me.
Ezekiel, you might want to check your sheet.
What happened to my sheet?
Alright. Danny, how do I?
Here, I can try to roll it for you.
Well, no, because my things are different than your things.
I know, but I can go to your character sheet. Can't I just roll it for you?
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
I'm gonna make
Trust me. I know from experience.
Roll, minion.
Ooh, that's not good.
Wow, I rolled badly.
Okay, well, you know who
I
to
rolled a
blame.
1.
I hate you.
Well, so here's the problem. It's definitely a cursed object.
All right.
And looking at it, you can sense that it's cursed. You have the feeling of it. Do you feel like this connects to you personally on some level?
Me? No, probably not. I'm not really sea-based.
Well, that's good. So you don't really have that as a worry. You don't have to worry about it being like a personal issue or anything like that. But the thing that you're pretty certain of is it's going to be really bad for whoever touches it. It is radiating like a dark energy, which to you feels very powerful.
Okay. I just say, hey guys, it's real cursed.
I just kind of squint at her. I'm gonna look at I'm gonna try and make a roll too. I have no skill, but I can't do worse.
What are you trying to do? Just examine it?
History, you said?
Sure, we could do a history roll.
Did I lose people? Okay. It's 0 regardless, so
Rolling great
Is-
today.
a 16.
Well, you rolled pretty good, actually, considering.
Good stuff. Okay, so this is a history check on the object, correct?
Yes.
Please give me 1 second.
So the Marrow Reach is not really known for much. It is known as being a place where people come to pass. And in the old days, we had an excellent time period where the people who lived in this region were all wiped out by a fearsome pirate captain. And his name was Alistar the Black. And you are pretty sure this is his trident.
Hmm. Okay.
Hmm. If you were to strike a boat with this trident, it would probably break in two.
So if you, I guess that's what we would get the value of it if we grabbed it to throw it at the pirate boat or something. But
Yes. But you have heard the rumor of Alistar the Black's trident is, were you to actually touch this, at the end of whatever period you are in possession of the trident, you will die.
uh,
I say all of this with a slightly drunken slur.
yeah. I think maybe I'll stick with my little warhammer and shield setup here.
Yeah, I don't really want to touch it either.
But here's the question: are the pirates going to want to touch it?
Oh, you have a good point.
Yeah.
Hmm. If they grabbed it, that'd be a problem.
Hey, Schultz, want a trident?
No.
That is the only logical
Yeah.
answer.
Yeah.
Well, if we're worried about the pirates maybe getting a hold of this, especially since some of them are probably undead and may be able to wield it without curse effects, I want to maybe see if I can make it invisible or something. Hang on.
Wait, you want to make the trident invisible?
So
I-
that the
Wrap a
pirates
blanket
can't
around
get
it;
I
it'll be
guess?
fine.
Don't touch it.
I'm not gonna touch it. I got spells.
See, what you do is you take a blanket and you wrap it around it and you tie it with rope and then you put a straw hat on top and
Scarecrow.
you get a scare pirate.
Actually, I like that idea. Can we just do that?
I mean, I've got some rope.
If
Pretty
you just
sure
wanna
I
do
have a
that, you
bedroll.
can try that.
Anybody have a hat? I think I have a disguise kit.
I mean,
I have
I'm
a hat,
fine
but
with
I want to keep
the
it.
idea. I think that'll strike fear in the hearts of them. So, do we need to roll for that, or can we just say that we dressed it up?
It depends on how
Disguise
good you want it to
as a
be. If you
scarecrow.
want this to be impressive to them and in some way actually disguise, I would have you make a simple roll for it.
Hey,
So,
you got a hat we can use?
yeah.
I'm pretty sure I have a hat, actually.
Yeah, if somebody has a disguise kit proficiency, or if you
do,
want to use
I do.
performance.
I have that somewhere.
So, like, what should the disguise look like? Let's make it interesting.
Make it look like Davy Jones. Stick an octopus on it. For the face.
See, now I'm just thinking about that freaking mind flayer from earlier.
To make it look like a mind flayer, maybe the mind flayer will just want to go meet a friend and leave us alone.
That's
That
how it
could
works.
be a thing. Yep.
Equipment. There we go.
Yeah, you have a disguise kit. We can just disguise it
Yeah,
as whatever.
I do have a disguise kit. This is true. So, all right. The trident now has a hat on it.
It does. It has a hat on it. That's good.
Great.
I guess it's wrapped in some sort of cloth, so it just looks like a
Sure.
yeah.
Hmm.
Do you want to draw like a mind flayer face on the front of the cloth?
Alternatively, I literally do have an invisibility spell I could just cast on it.
But how long does that last?
Let's see. Second level spell. Oh, it only lasts for an hour. Never mind.
Oh, yeah,
Not that helpful.
yeah. Well, then I'm gonna try to draw a little mind flayer face on it.
Face on it.
Okay.
Um, do-
You could always you could take like cloth and just tear it up into tendrils.
Yeah. I don't know if that's like.
It's good that we're spending an hour doing that.
Hey, I'm on board.
It's craft time. It's an important part of team bonding.
What time is it? Like in world?
So now you're getting to like an early afternoon time because of your long ferry ride over to the rock and the elaborate dress up that you've now done on this trident.
All right. Well, we're good. Then we should leave and probably go back to what we were doing. Fine.
Find a cursed object, dress it up.
Yes. So can you? We didn't describe what each other look like.
Oh, yes.
But Ida is at the side like of the little grove that it's in or whatever, right? And she's just like tapping her foot the entire time, like this is such a waste of time.
Yeah.
I'm still in the boat. Like, no, put it to the left. No, just
No, your other left. Your other left.
You know, this is a good
why am I seeing three of you up there?
We really should take a second and talk about our characters. So we know that Ida is impatient. What does Ida look like?
Ida, she's brown skin. She has dark brown hair. That's in two braids. That kind of like are a little bit fancy in the front, and they come down, like that. And she has like a capelet, so like a half cape. It's a lot of white, like off-white and blue, and her like she has the thing that keeps her capelet on is like a medallion, and it's inlaid with a really large opal. And she has like leather, pants on, and very fine traveling boots, and like a, what is it called? It's like a leather vest.
Mhm.
Is it called a jerkin? No. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like a leather like shirt.
Okay,
Very fashion.
very cool. Let's pan over to seeing how things are going for Vetiver. Now you're currently like adjusting the hat on the trident, and what does Vetiver look
Or
like?
something. I also have like painting supplies, so I could be like painting a face.
Sure. And what does Vetiver look like?
Vetiver she's a big tiefling lady. She's 6'4" and like 250 pounds. She's her skin is purple, her hair is black, and her eyes are yellow. So she looks like basically a really average kind of tiefling. She's dressed like simply. Her outer robe has a lot of pockets. It's like everything is like clean but travel worn, and she looks fairly like, you definitely, other than the fact she's pretty large, like she dresses to like blend in. That's kind of her whole thing, is to like not really be noticed until she wants to be. So she's always sort of like leaning up against a wall or something. She's got a bandor, which is like basically like a really large lute, and she also has a quarterstaff, and those are kind of like her main objects.
Okay, good stuff. In the boat, drunkenly pointing at one of the people that they see, is Verlaine. So what does she look like?
Verlaine is a tiefling that is much smaller than the other tiefling. She's only like 5'4", very slim build, but also very well-toned muscles. She has bare arms. She has robes that are kind of wrapped around her. She has light green skin and two small nibs of horns that come up out here, and then her hair goes back in tied back in dreadlocks, and her eyes are slitted. They're like cat-like eyes, and they're yellow.
Nice. Okay, and Ezekiel?
Kind of looks like a typical dwarf, probably about average size for a dwarf. He's wearing kind of quasi old-breasted female, because he obviously travels quite a lot. And he's got a shield on his back and a warhammer and thick black hair and big beard.
Okay. So now we have a little bit better idea of where everybody is and what they're doing. So it's taken about 15, 20 minutes to decorate this trident, and now it looks like an excellent scare pirate. Is there any further business to conclude on this small rocky island?
I think we're.
I'm gonna actually get out of the boat and go up to Vetiver. Can I borrow your paints for a minute?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
I'm gonna wander over to any kind of rock that I can see that faces out towards the sea, and very drunkenly spell out, "Go away," and then go back.
Thanks
You
very much.
complete
That'll
that.
do it.
That'll learn them.
Mhm. It's like one of those keep off my lawn signs. It's great. And then Chult begins rowing you back all
Thanks,
the way
Chult.
around to the pier.
Good old Schultz.
It takes a while.
Sorry about your hat, Schultz.
And you're back. So now you've landed on this small pier that's over in the center of the Marrow Reach. And what's coming up next? What do we want to try to accomplish?
I'd like to set up some sort of battle plan or trap here. So we know they're basically going to land in one area, and do we want to be like waiting for them when they land, or do we maybe just want to be like hiding? And what do you think, everyone?
I'd rather be waiting for them since we can have maybe a sense of surprise since they're not expecting. They're probably not expecting us.
That's true. We could try
We
to
can
like
have a person stand out as bait.
that'd probably be me.
It would be. I think you're the least squishy. I'm definitely squishy.
Yeah, I'm the only fighter of the group, so I can just be waiting for them by myself and see if they take at us.
Well, okay, so looking at the map, there's Witch's Toe, and then there's like a tiny little rock island just off of it.
Yes.
And then there's the one that's a little bit farther that had the trident on it. And then this broken neck area, is this all one island?
It is, and it's all one big, almost like an isthmus, but it's not connected to the ground. So it's just a long, thin, kind of like swish-shaped island.
So, Bedivere, don't you have the little deck of illusions too?
I do. So I have basically what's called a deck of illusions, which is a pack of cards that each card has a single-use illusion on it that I can throw. But I think they're pretty much instantaneous and don't last very long. So it's not like we can set them up ahead of time.
Yeah, but you could use that to like scare them away from certain ways so we can funnel them one area.
Yeah, I'm thinking if we can get them to enter between what I'm calling Trident Island and Broken Neck, like in that passage, if we could just be along that inner coast of Broken Neck, we might be able to, I don't know, get them. And then there's like a bridge that goes into that.
Well, ideally, I'd like to get them to be crumpled up on the bridge, because then that's the most vulnerable.
Yeah.
Especially if you let me blow up the bridge.
Well, do we want to try to engage them while they're still on the boat, or do we want to see until they're off the boat and trying to...
Well, do you have anything that can actually hurt the boat? I mean, I could like jump on it. That's about all I can do.
You've got explosives. Can't you make a grenade thing?
I don't-
Molotov cocktail? Fantasy Molotov cocktail?
I mean, I've got random alcohol, sure, but it's not really the same thing.
Nothing that's gonna make a big boom.
No, it's just gonna be small.
Yeah, I mean, if we can keep them on the bridge and kind of like bottleneck them.
Yeah.
I have some abilities that could work at range.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
I
what
don't
could
do
we
so well at range.
Yeah.
No.
Maybe you're the one who should be on the boat.
on the boat.
If we're sending anybody onto the boat, it maybe should be the melee fighters.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you can get me on the boat, I could go. I mean, but that would go badly for me, I think, if I'm in the middle of the boat with like lots of them.
Well, see, I was just thinking that we would have somebody standing somewhere where we want them to be, and they'll be the bait. They'll be the person shouting, "Hey, over here!" shouting curses, insults,
Yeah, I
something
could.
about their undead mother. I don't know.
Yeah, I could do that. I could stand the little bridge and get them to try to come after me.
And then the rest of us could spring on them.
Yeah, I mean, I have goading attack, but they're not close enough for that. But
I mean, I have, cutting words and vicious mockery and a bunch of stuff. So
Are we talking? Which bridge are we talking about? The one near Knucklebone's Scurry?
no, I mean the one between the island with the two buildings and Broken Neck or whatever that is. I can't read it very well.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
So because I was figuring if we could get them to somehow get them to land there, and then so that bridge is the real focus, at least for our first round. But we need to have like backups too, because that's gonna eventually we're gonna get overwhelmed, and we'll probably have to keep backing up. If there's any like structures we could build of just barrels or anything for protection, that would be helpful too. But
Yeah, I feel like aren't they more likely to come around Witch's Toe to get to the dock, to land at the dock right there?
oh well, that's a very real possibility. Yeah, that they land there, and that's what we need to get them to not do, because that would be a much harder thing to defend on, because then they could spread. So how do we get them to go and try to land at the Broken Neck area?
I'll
We have to
interject
make
if
it
you
really
don't mind.
undesirable for them to go around.
well,
Just real quick, so you know, your previous conversation with Loresta, the area all around Crack Skull Keep is very dangerous water-wise, so they are most likely going to be landing on the Broken Neck side.
Okay, that's good to know. I forgot about. Yeah, that's a good point. I forgot about that. All right. Well, I guess for the tentative plan so far is I could try to be the one goading them over. I've got a little crossbow. I can shoot stuff at them, but
Maybe if we can set their boat on fire.
that would be ideal. Yes.
that's what I meant with the fantasy Molotov cocktail.
Yeah. I think that is a good idea. I mean, you're gonna have to give up some of your booze.
I don't know about that. Fine, I'll give up a bottle of something I found somewhere. So, some potentially more moonshine. It's barely drinkable.
Looks like there are rocks at Broken Neck that we can hide among.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think. Maybe I think we want to have the squishier people more hiding on the main island, because it may be hiding behind some sort of, if we can set up any sort of blockade of barrels or anything, that would be helpful. And then I can be waiting on the bridge to distract them. We can have our drunken monk hiding behind the rocks, so when they land, the monk can kind of attack them from behind, maybe. But I'm trying to get their attention, my point. But
Yeah, I can do that.
all right, I think that kind of works, the plan. And then have the sorcerer and the bard hiding until they get closer, and then unleashing some hell when they get to that point. But
Well, this is what we've got so far. What time is it now?
You're still in the afternoon. We will probably fast forward, unless there's some reason you don't want to just about
Yeah.
half
So
now.
we should ask. We'll just find the others to ask about the barrels and like kind of go tell them what we have planned.
Okay. So you're rowing out there, or you're walking over that way, you're going to go tell them. You have a brief conversation with Loresta, where she goes over, sorry about the dog, about all the stuff that you guys have going on in terms of ideas. She kind of nods approvingly. I'll be able to keep everybody back, that's no problem. And around this time that this is all happening, you hear the half-orc, who is now outside of the hostel, shouting, "Hey! Hey!
Hello.
Hey! You gotta see this. and he's like waving you out of the building.
Alright. Go
Okay.
up.
Going out towards the Broken Neck Island, you see walking along a bugbear. So this is a tall, hairy goblinoid with very long, very broad arms. They are wearing a ripped tunic that ends at about their midriff, and like pirate pants and very heavy top turned down boots. They have a cutlass that's driven through their belt, and they are carrying a piece of paper in one hand. They are just walking along this Broken Neck Island.
Mm,
I go up and offer him a beer.
Okay. And when you get close, he puts his hand out like this and he says, "Look, I'm just here to talk. This is quick.
All right.
I'm representing."
in common?
Yeah, he's saying this in common. He says, "I'm here from the Foul Hand, which is the name of this death cult, apparently, this group of pirates. And I want you to know that we're coming day." He holds up this paper. He says, "We've got a simple offering of peace. And if you don't want to take it, that's okay. We will unleash the urn of fiery anguish."
So, if I tried to sneak to like take my alchemy jug and pour a little bit of poison into the beer, would I need to roll to see that he didn't notice me doing that?
Let's just say you can poison that beer if that's how you want to play this.
I would rather read the piece of paper before we start killing people.
Yeah.
You
Mm-hmm.
don't know what I'm planning, so
I'm gonna shout out to him. Can you hold up your hand again?
He does that.
I mean, it looks clean to me. Why are they called the fouled hand?
I've gotten that before. It's still funny. He hands the paper over to Vedovic so that you can read that if you want.
yeah.
Okay. What does the paper say?
It says very simply, "To compensate us for our losses, the Foul Hand will take the sum of 5,000 gold from the people of Marrow Reach to prevent destruction by the urn of fiery anguish." This is a very florid hand. It's very finely calligraphed. It's probably not from this bugbear.
Could you explain to me what the urn of Florida English is, or whatever? Fine, why not? Could be Florida English. I don't know.
It's an urn that will set everything on fire.
Could we see that urn or anything?
That doesn't really make aren't urns for aren't I mean urns are for storing ashes, right? You can't put fire inside of them. I don't understand.
I didn't make the urn. We have the urn.
Well, I think if we're going to commemorate something like this, like you should at least have a beer with us.
Fine.
Now we know we can trust you. You can't even take a beer.
Yep, he will reach out and take the beer.
All right.
Did you actually poison this?
Oh yeah, no, I did.
So here's the thing. The people of Marrow Reach don't actually have 5,000 gold.
That's okay. This
Yeah.
guy is going to expire from poison.
Yeah.
He just
It's also highly combustible.
Yeah, wait, what kind of poison does he have? Does it have can you make it?
I don't. What is the damage on that poison?
Yeah.
It just says poison.
I think
on the
it's
thing.
enough right now is where we're at with this.
He's,
All right.
he's
so
not a fan of mayonnaise.
Fine.
Anyone want to search his body?
That's gonna get them very upset with us.
There's no way they're
I'm
not.
gonna search the body.
So
What did you say?
there's no way they're not going to be upset.
Yeah, this is not a good situation.
No.
Ida's in like the background like of the group because it's a bugbear, so she was like, I'm not getting close to this thing or like coming out so you can really
I'm gonna
see.
search the body.
But she's just looking
You
like
searched the body.
this group, like she's like face palming right now, like
There is nothing further than what you've seen so far. That cutlass, those kind of rough clothes, a couple coins in a pocket, and his hands are not dirty. You're right. They're not dirty at all.
You don't just give the cutlass.
Pirates and lying. What is it with pirates and lying?
Yeah.
Well, I'd say we might have less time than we thought now since we've killed one of their men.
Well, maybe that makes them not want to come. We could put the body out for him. I know. What if we do a weekend of Bernie's type of thing with the body, so that they think?
What if What if we put the body on the scare pirate?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
So what?
If we put the corpse of the bugbear, if we tie it to the trident,
Oh
I feel
no.
trident like more visible.
You don't think that it might bring him back to life as some kind of unholy?
Oh, that's a fair plan. Let's
Also, that's just disrespectful to the dead.
And it will take an
Yeah.
hour of rowing back and forth with that toilet.
totally fine.
We don't have that kind of time.
Possibly a
also
real life
are-
hour of us trying to get it perfect.
Yeah, let's put him with the dead and finish preparing.
All right. So we just leaving this corpse here, or
No,
I'm
put
just
him with
saying,
the
we could've
dead, the other dead people that are here.
Yeah,
Oh,
luckily
yeah, I
the
guess
people
the
of
really-
Marrow Reach know how to deal with a body, so they all pitch in and pick him up and take him off to be properly interred.
all right, cool.
Fine. No one wants to weaken the burning as him.
Okay, so one down.
That's
Who knows how many to go?
Some of them are undead.
That's pretty much where we're at right now. So I think since we are just ahead of where we would take our halfway break, let's take our break now, and then we will come back to the later when the planning is done and the pirating begins.
Cool.
Oh, did we ever figure out if we have any like barrows or anything else that they have in the community?
They don't have a lot of stuff, but you can probably come up with some basic barricading. Sure.
Okay, sure. All right.
I mean, I'm sure there's driftwood.
At the very
I'm gonna
least,
put us
yeah,
onto
something
a
just to
break
block,
screen.
to hide behind, basically.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Hello, hello. We are back for more charity streaming to benefit the victims of the campfire. The evacuees, I should say. That sounds a little bit better. But we are going to go into the time after the prep. You have now
Okay.
made your preparations. You've set up some barrels and some pieces of driftwood and maybe moved some of the larger rocks that were over on Broken Neck to where you've got a bit of a defensive barrier. That's at least as I understand it. What kind of preparations do you all want to have made?
I think that
I'd want to have found a good hiding spot on Broken Neck.
Okay, and what is going to suit you as a good hiding spot?
Lots of rock cover, but I can easily slide around it to keep an eye on everything.
Mm-hmm.
I have a pretty stealthy character, so
Yeah.
I can probably do.
Okay.
I mean, I'm kind of intentionally open because I want to be the only person they notice. So
I think okay. So are we trying to keep most of the fighting theoretically on the Broken Neck side of that bridge?
I think we should go for a strategy of we're going to keep it there. We'll probably lose that, and then we're going to want to keep backing up towards other places.
Yeah.
So I assume we set up I imagine it more that you set up like a series of barricades, one around there, and then
Yeah.
another one around the other, like the middle island. Because I assume we want to keep be retreating a little bit as things go badly. They
Yeah.
probably will.
Okay, so for now, then I'm gonna be on Broken Neck, but right at the the beginning of the bridge on Broken Neck, and I've set up some barrels or something for me to hide behind. Because there's a little bit that's sort of just at the end of the bridge on Broken Neck that's also right where the water is.
Okay, doable.
I'm there, hiding behind something.
Yeah, I think I'm also I think I've climbed up. It looks like an elevation
Mm-hmm.
on the island. I'm up there behind that. It looks like rocks are right there.
Yeah, it's not terribly tall, but it is an elevation for you.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be back there.
Sounds good. Okay, so we are at the point where dusk is falling. Light is getting low.
I could pretend to be falling over drunk to see if they think that then I'm not a threat.
So as this is happening, we've got that low cloud cover. It's gotten pretty dark. There's kind of a hazy sun behind the clouds. Nope, we're facing east. No, there's not. Sun's back there. It's behind you, thank you. And as this is happening...
Backlit.
Yep. And there is a boat, a ship, that is approaching the Broken Neck. It comes up so suddenly it doesn't seem to be there, and then is suddenly there. It is not a nice-looking boat. This is something that's akin to a long sloop, and it is made of decayed wood. The entire thing looks ready to fall apart at the drop of a hat, a very moment, and aboard it you can see at least a dozen pirates, and a person wearing long, tattered black robes. Their skin is pale white. Their hair is pulled back so that it flows over their back, which is also white. They have a cavernous, skeletal look to their face and taut, thin lips, and they are holding a massive staff of black, probably wood, from what you can see. The boat is gliding towards Broken Neck.
Sneeze and break that thing.
I suppose I will just sort of stumble around them on the bridge, pretending like I don't notice them approaching. That's what I'm doing right now.
Okay. So in about 2 seconds here, we're going to go into initiative. This is just kind of time, if you want to declare anything that you're doing or anywhere you're at. Otherwise, we can start rolling initiative.
I'm hidden.
Yep.
Ghost on the wind.
I suppose I probably prepped some bottle of moonshine with a little cloth in it to be lit when I felt like it, but that's about what I've done.
Sure.
So
Yeah, I don't think I've. Yeah, I'm just hiding still,
Okay.
but like getting ready. Like I'm not just like sitting on the floor. I'm like crouched more,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm ready to throw some spells if need be.
Sounds good. Let's make 2 rolls in the Roll20 or on your own, depending on what you need to do. Number 1, let's everybody roll initiative, which you can click the initiative track on your character. And
Oh,
number 2, let's roll a perception check to see if you notice anything else about these boats and so forth.
Give me a second. Uh,
Well, that's a 6 on initiative.
oh! If you have a token and you put the token on the map, then you can click your icon and it'll automatically go into the turn order thing. That
Yeah, and I'm
I have.
bad, and I'm not going to do the map. It's just a little bit too much for my computer to handle with everything else on.
Yeah.
So apologies for that.
Okay, so I managed to roll initiative,
Oh.
which is
sorry, I rolled it. I rolled a 9. I accidentally rolled twice, but like the 9 was the first one, so we're gonna stick with the 9.
Mhm,
for
it does
some
happen.
reason
Yep.
not letting me
You-
roll.
Love, you rolled an initiative. It's 11.
I know, no, we're supposed to roll a perception.
Oh,
I just
sorry.
Mhm.
Sorry.
gotta roll a perception, and I don't understand
Ah.
what's happening.
I have a 9 of 1 in this perception. This is gonna go great. Well, I rolled 14.
Yeah, it's not so bad.
How do you roll perception?
It's on.
Click perception on the skills list.
Yep, you can just touch the
Okay.
button.
All right, so I got a 14. I got a 14 perception.
Nice. You guys are doing really well on perception.
I rolled on my own.
Good
I
roll on
rolled,
the
uh, I rolled 6 on initiative, and I rolled 9 on perception.
Okay, that's how you know these are honest rolls. That's good. So, the perception check, what we see is on the boat, at the foot of this black-robed man, there is a tall urn. If you can imagine like those somewhat fake decoration Chinese urns you see where they're just like large and they're vaguely cylindrical with a little bit of a taper at the bottom, that's what you have. It is
The urn is
tall.
obviously a target. Okay. Do we know what the initiative order is then? Or-
Pretty close. I was going to inform you guys. I plan to roll 2 initiatives. I plan to roll 1 for every bandit that's in the entire boat, so 12, and then 1 for this other guy. And
Okay.
as long as everybody's okay with that, I prefer to abstract the
No,
not
that-
very
that
cool
makes
guy
sense.
rolls.
Yeah. Oh. Wait.
So
Yeah,
this
no.
is a bandit initiative. Excellent. And here is a not bandit initiative.
Oh, for fuck. God damn
So
it.
there's that.
Okay, so the boss goes first, and then it looks like
I mean, to be
what is
fair,
that?
it's
The
kind
boss,
of what
and
you
then
expect,
the rest
right?
of it?
Yeah, he's going to go first.
All right. He's probably gonna go after me, I imagine. But
Well, who's the person on the ground? It's Ezekiel?
yep. I'm the one who's stubbornly looking drunk and wandering around.
Good times. Okay, so Ezekiel, I'm going to need you to go ahead and make a... Sorry, let me scroll up and make sure I can do this. As the boat begins to pull alongside Broken Neck, and the priest holding his long staff, he points one finger at you. And I
Yeah.
need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
So where do I do that? Is that in the okay? It's in saving throws, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm very good at that. So
Excellent. You
25.
did very well, which is excellent because you can feel necrotic energy surrounding your body as he casts this spell upon you, and you are only going to take half of this damage, which is pretty much the best thing I could tell you.
got it.
So instead of
So
taking
Ezekiel,
37 damage, you take half of that, and you only take 18
All right.
as you feel the life pulled from your body.
So well, that's not great.
It's not
I'm glad
great.
I'm the one who was up here. No one else could have taken that hit.
No.
Just so we're clear, that would be like half my hit points.
Yeah. Same.
I'm mostly.
I didn't roll
fine.
mine, so mine are low too.
Yeah, I'm down to 31 now.
Oh, you're also a talking head in the stream. Like you can't see your face.
You could
Oh,
pan
I'm
up
sorry.
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, it's cut
So-
off at your chin.
Oh,
So
Alright.
our next initiative number is for Vetiver.
Yeah. So so how far away is the boat from me?
It is now touching the shore. So
Okay.
I'm going to guess for you it's within 60 feet,
Okay.
if that's a close enough calculation.
No.
Okay,
Darn.
we need
Okay.
more than that. That's fine. I would say you're probably about 45 feet.
Uh, well, what I wanted to do was cast Mage Hand and then try and grab the urn,
Okay,
but I'm
and
not close enough.
it's big. It's definitely not going to be mage
Okay.
handable. It's going to be
Okay.
like a 50-pound urn.
All right. Well, never mind. Here goes my plan. Let's see. Okay, so can I cast? I think I'm gonna try and cast Dissonant Whispers at the boss.
Okay.
So, hang on. I'm trying to figure out how to do this, and I have like 4 devices and like 300 tabs.
No, it's cool. Let me get. I'm just gonna do what I usually do. I like to search spells on D&D Beyond because it's an easy interface for me. I'm
Yeah.
gonna search Dissonant Whispers real quick. I think it's a saving throw on my part, and then I'll just roll that.
Yeah. Yeah, level 1 spell, something, casting. Yeah, so it's a wisdom saving throw on your part.
Yep. Yep. Okay. Got it. Everything's looking good. Yep. And here we go. It was a wisdom saving throw, correct?
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and roll that in the roll 20. Scrolling down. Ah, there I am. Okay, I got a 9. Yeah, so that's not a success.
Yeah, so you take 3d6 damage, and then I think I roll that, right?
Yes, please.
Yeah, you were scrolling.
Okay. Oops, not 31. 3d6.
Nice. It is a good amount of damage.
Yep.
This creature seems upset by that fact, and they begin at this point. Now they have to move away, correct? Is it on their turn? No, on their reaction.
Save. Immediately use its reaction to move as far away as its speed allows from me. Doesn't move into obviously dangerous ground, such as fire or a pit.
Yes. So here's what happens. This creature moves to the end of the boat and jumps off and flies 20 more feet away from you.
Boo.
Yeah, deal with them later.
Yeah. So did it leave the urn on the boat?
It did.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
So that's our first player action. And now we're going to continue on into number 2. Okay, I believe we're at the 8s. So we've got Ida and we've got... no, I think it's just Ida? No, Xantar. Okay, so we're going to have Ezekiel going
I was
right
a
before
9,
Ida.
so yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so have they landed yet? They're probably not within walking distance to me.
The
then.
pirates are now within walking distance to you. The boat has landed. They are very slow pirates, their initiative being 1, so they will eventually be there.
I mean, where is the boat exactly? Can I just walk up to it, or?
Yes. It is parking on the shore. It is right there. By the way, for Rain, I don't remember what your initiative is.
I think I rolled either a 6 or an 8.
Okay. So we'll have you in here with Ada in this next group.
So
Okay.
I think I'm
I know it
going.
was really low.
I think I'm going to do. Maybe I'll use my action to light the little Molotov cocktail and throw it onto the ship, which I assume will be a dexterity
You can
check,
just
or whatever
make a
that be.
normal range throwing attack using your strength.
Okay.
Unless you prefer dex, but usually I think thrown weapons are strength.
Oh, that would make sense. My strength's way better. So So how do I just do a normal strength here? How do I do that?
Yeah, even if you roll like if you're doing like a normal like weapon attack, depending on what we got set up here,
Okay, I click strength, so let's see what happened
that's
there.
probably fine. That's probably did it.
12. Man, I am horrible at rolling. Well,
Well, it may not be
I
that
rolled an
bad. You're
8
just
plus
trying to.
4, so 12.
Okay, and is your strength modifier 4?
Yeah.
So that all came
Yeah.
through properly. Okay, so you are only trying to hit a boat.
Yeah.
So the good news is you do hit the boat with the Molotov cocktail. You can see the alcohol and oil like spreading across the surface, and it is becoming engulfed in flames.
Sweet. So I do have my X and Surge. I could run. I don't want to run onto the boat though. So, can I run to like the bottom of the little gangplank, for lack of a better word, and then just prep in action with my Action Surge, so that if they come down, I hit them?
Yes, you could do that. Yeah, so you'd be able
All
to
right,
get a
I'll do
swing
that.
at the pirates.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's going to happen. So let's move on to, let's go Verlaine next.
So I'm guessing I'm within 60 feet of the boat.
Yep.
I'm going to drop darkness on it.
Okay.
Nice.
I'm going to drop it right at the gangplank so that people are the most confused trying to get off that damn boat.
Mm-hmm.
Darkness spreads point. Choose. It's a 15-foot radius sphere. It lasts for concentration up to 10 minutes. Spreads around corners. Nobody can see through it. Not even with dark vision. Yep.
Good.
Wait, who are you casting this round again?
On the gangplank of the ship.
Okay.
So it is on fire, but you can't see now because of the darkness.
Yeah.
So that's going to be extra super confusing for those pirates. That'll be great. Okay. Do you have anything else you want to do on your round?
I'll just walk up and have it place myself near to Ezekiel.
Okay. Good stuff. And now we're on Ida.
I'm gonna spend a sorcery point to use my feature so that I can use a subtle spell so they don't know where I am.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to use my other feature as a spell sniper to cast Eldritch Blast at the how far away is the guy?
Like one of the pirates or the
No, the main
big
guy.
pirate? I would say right now from you, he's just moved 40 feet back, so he's probably about 100 feet.
Okay, he's in my range still.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna cast that, and for range spells, do I need to still make an attack, or they just hit?
You should make an attack.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah, Eldritch Blast is an attack roll.
Okay, that is 10 plus 16.
Okay, good. You have hit.
Wait, let me just make sure, because I don't. Yeah, that hit DC. Wait, no, is that right? I think that's right.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm looking
it's
at the. Let me just make sure that I am reading it right.
You're going to be adding like charisma and proficiency, so you'll probably be adding like a +6 or a +7.
Yeah, so my spell attack bonus is 6, so that is right, 16, because I rolled a 10.
Okay. You did great.
So that's 16, and then to hit, that's 2 of them, by the way.
Oh, okay.
I get 2, and that is 1d8 plus.
Is Eldritch Blast just a D8? I thought it was a D10.
At 5th level, it is. Oh yeah. Okay, so on a hit, the target takes 1d10 force damage. You're right. Okay, so that is. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Okay. Okay, that's 7, and that is 8, 9. So 16?
Nice. Okay, we are doing pretty well at damaging this guy. He's not super happy at this point. So that's good for you all. And let's see. You guys have all acted at this point, correct? I'm not forgetting any players.
No. I don't think so. Like, I wanted to look like it, like arcs of light, by the way, but they don't start like at me because I'm hiding.
That's the whole point of a subtle spell, right? So they just kind of like arc off, kind of like shooting stars and hit this guy. Awesome. Sure. Okay, so now the bandits go. It is chaos. They have no idea where they're going. It is dark and it is on fire. This has got to be very, very bad for them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to roll a dex save for them, and we're going to see if they fail, they will take full damage. If they succeed, they'll take half damage on this fire. That is a fail. They will now take 2d6 fire damage. Okay, I don't think I actually did the R, so let me try that again. Oh, okay, well that's nice. At least roll 20 likes the bandits. So they are burned. They are making their way onto shore. You can hear the bodies falling down as pirates fall off the edge of the ship, but they have managed to keep themselves out of the worst part of the fire by doing so.
Did any one of them go down the plank?
Probably. Did you want to make an attack on one of them?
Well, and the last thing I said, I wanted to use my action surge to prep an attack in case anyone came by.
Yeah. So we can do that. If you want to go ahead and make that attack, go ahead.
Where do I click to make this? Just on the weapon? Or?
Yeah, if you have the weapon all set up, it'll do that. Otherwise, you may want to just roll and add your modifier.
9. What? That's so strange. All right, how did I get a 9?
I don't know, but considering the fact that you've got your friend who's right there, you've got Villain just off to the side, I think you're going to have advantage.
Yeah, all right, I'll do one more turn.
Well, so you can take that 16 instead then.
Oh, yeah. Let's do the 16 then. That's way better.
And
You're
so
right.
now all you have to do is click on the number. I think you click on the name of the weapon, and it'll give you your damage.
Yeah, it's 1d8 plus 4.
Mm-hmm.
So,
if you click it, it'll roll it for you.
Yeah, just write over the name. It'll highlight, and then you can click that and get your damage.
No. Click it on the roll.
Yeah, sorry, on the roll in the chat, you want to click where the name of the item is.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like that?
There you go.
Okay. There you go.
Well, between the fire and the being hit with a warhammer when he got off the plank, that pirate has expired. There are now only 11 pirates.
Okay.
Just 11, yeah.
It's just 11 pirates. Doesn't even sound that bad when you say it like that, right?
Undead monster, whatever it is.
Yes. Speaking of which, it's my turn again for that monster. So he is done with Dissonant Whispers, which means now he's going to come back and be upset. So, yep, we're going to make an attack. And because of this darkness, the way I'm envisioning this is there is a circle of darkness. Are Villain and Ezekiel directly outside of this circle?
I think we're a little bit further outside of it, like maybe 5 or 10 feet away from it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Waiting for something to run into us.
Now, darkness is a dome, correct?
It's a sphere, but yeah, like so.
Right. So in order for him to see through the darkness, he is going to have to go around the darkness.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that in mind, this creature is going to fly around. So if you're looking at your map of Broken Neck, this creature has flown from about where the word Broken Neck is written, which is where the ship is. It's now flown around to the right, so it is going to the north of the map, and is basically hovering over the middle of the island, about 10 feet off the ground. And,
okay.
Yeah.
The middle of the Broken Neck Island?
Middle of Broken Neck Island. Hovering about 10 feet off the ground. And it is pointing a finger at Ezekiel, because this is a theme. And he is casting a spell on him, which is going to be a con save. Now, you are a dwarf, correct?
Yep.
I will tell you that you are going to have... well, no, you don't get... Okay, let's go ahead and make the roll, and we'll just deal with the con save first.
Okay, so Constitution save?
Yep.
All right. I rolled... Jesus, 10. I rolled a 4. And
that's not
I have
good.
plus 6.
Oh, okay, you know what? I did this wrong. I'm supposed to attack, then you make a con save. I was wrong on how this one works. So
Oh,
let's
okay.
redo this where I make an attack on you.
All right.
Two, 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 two. It's going to be a +4 to hit Ezekiel. Let's see what I do. Okay, is a 16 sufficient to hit you?
My armor class is 19.
Yeah,
So
see,
no.
there you go. Thanks, a good news about that. So this bolt of sickly green energy, are you holding a shield?
Yes. Yeah.
Maybe it just
I have
kind
a
of
shield and
glances
one.
off of your shield and scatters up into kind of green wisps.
Yeah.
You are not hit. And he has used his movement. He is out of stuff that he can do there. So he's just going to float in the air like a creepy dude.
Okay.
And we are now on to our next initiative, which I believe is Vetiver.
Yeah. So I think what I want to do, are the pirates like clumped at all?
It's hard to tell because of the darkness.
Okay. All right. Well, what I want to do is cast Cloud of Daggers, which is a 2nd level spell. It lasts for 1 minute, and so you fill the air with spinning daggers in a cube 5 feet on each side. So I basically want to cast Cloud of Daggers over the sphere of darkness and just do that, I guess.
Yep.
1 action, 1 minute.
Whole new way of stacking spells.
It's good stuff.
So yeah, I want to fill the Cloud of Darkness with a bunch of knives, essentially.
Okay, so when the creatures hit their next turn, they're going to take that 4d4 damage from standing in knives.
Yes.
Okay, so I will have you roll at that point.
Okay.
All right, is there anything else you want to get done in this round?
I think that's it. I'm still hidden where I'm hidden. I'm going to try and stay hidden as long as I can.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm just going to cast Cloud of Daggers over the darkness and wait for the screams.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. We are going to move on then. I believe we're on Ezekiel's turn.
Okay. Is it possible for me to reach the creepy boss man? I don't think if he's floating, I don't know if I can reach him at all.
Well, he's 10 feet off the ground, so I think, what's your strength? 18?
19.
19. So you can get within like a foot of him, so that's pretty good. You should be able to swing a weapon that far. And then in terms of moving that distance, he's about 45 feet from you, so I think that's going to be a little bit long for a one-round move.
No, I couldn't do it then. Yeah. So yeah, I don't think I could reach him, unfortunately. Are there any just general pirates around, or?
You could try to reach into the darkness and find some, but none have spilled out yet.
It's also full of spinning knives.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, there's that too.
Okay.
Every now and then you'll just see a glint of a knife popping out of the darkness.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've got a crossbow. I'm not particularly great at it, but I could shoot at the boss guy with the crossbow.
Mm-hmm, sure.
Can you have dark vision?
I do have dark vision, yes.
But
Can I see the darkness?
No, you can't. Darkness is super good.
In the darkness.
It was a good idea, though.
Yeah. So I guess I could either shoot at the guy or try to prepare another attack for the next person who comes down the game plank. But
Just shoot at the lick or whatever it is.
all right, I'll shoot at it. What do I? So do I have the crossbow? Crap, I think I do. Yeah. Okay. I will try to shoot here, and that was. I had an 8. That probably did not hit, I imagine.
It didn't. Nope.
All right. Well, since I'm a fighter, I can attack twice, so I'll try a second time.
Mm-hmm, sure.
And I got an 8, literally the exact same roll. I'm just gonna give up on 2 of my crossbow bolts and just sort of stand back.
It's not you, it's him. He's really nimble and he's flying, and that's just not fair. Okay. So we're going to move on to Verlaine.
All right.
So none of them have made it down to the ground yet?
No, on their initiative, they all kind of like stumbled around and fell down, so now we're on to different initiative.
Okay. He's floating 10 feet off the ground, 40 feet away.
Yep.
I'm going to run the 40 feet up to him.
Yep.
My movement's 40, so
Mhm.
I'll get right up on him. And would he be within range for me to attack in melee?
So let's see. So your strength is what?
-1.
-1.
It's
So you've got like an 8. So you can jump about 4 feet. But do you have some sort of cool monk ability that increases jumping height?
you know what? I might hold on.
Yeah, I could totally see it being a thing, which is why I ask.
There is one, but
Unarmored movement.
he has it. It's like I forget what it's called, but there is a monk thing for exactly that.
I thought about it. I should have picked him up and thrown him.
Yeah, I can burn a key point and do Step of the Wind, which will my jump distance is doubled.
Nice.
So with that, you will be just in range to strike him.
Okay, then I will. This is going to look very anime, but yeah, I'll burn a key point to Step of the Wind.
Jumping high up in the air. Yep.
As soon as roll 20 cooperates,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll do my first attack. Is not going to hit because that's a 9.
9.
And then my second attack is 13. So, and then shit. So I got the 2 attacks, and I got to look at my bonus. Okay, so it's only when I use the attack action. I don't necessarily have to hit. So I will use my bonus action, and I will burn another key point.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
To do flurry of blows. Here's a works. It's 18.
Freezing halfway through the jump as he does the flurry of blows.
It's going to look really cool.
So 18 on the first attack and 13 on the second.
Wow.
Well, 18.
Okay, I'm sorry, were those attack rolls or were those damage rolls?
Those were attack rolls.
Okay, so the first one is a successful attack.
Okay. So take a d6. Ooh, rolled a 6. And
Nice.
so 6 plus dex. So it's 10.
Nice. Okay. So it's looking a little rough. Is there anything else you're doing on your turn? That's your action, bonus action, move, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Ida, you ready?
Yeah, I am going to get out one of my daggers, and I'm going to cast light on it.
Okay.
And then I'm going to throw it into the direction where I heard this kerfuffle going on.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to hit anything. I'm just throwing it like as far as I can in that direction so I can see.
Right, right. Okay, now are you trying to throw it towards where the death priest guy is or onto the boat?
No,
Okay.
towards the death priest guy.
Yeah, okay, so you cast light on a dagger and throw it, and that has happened.
Okay, so I can see that. I should be able to see them now, right?
Sure.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am then going to burn another one of my what is it called? I'm gonna burn another one of my sorcery points. Oh well, no, I'm gonna burn 2 of them so that was a bonus action to cast.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna use my guiding bolt on it.
I do love guiding bolt.
So yeah, let's see. 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13. 13. I don't think that hits.
It does not hit.
Fuck.
No.
Okay.
But you can easily see the creature now the next time you get that opportunity.
Oh wait, actually, JK, because I have favored by the gods, which I'm going to use now. So I can add 2d4 to that roll.
Nice.
So that's what did I say it was? 13,
Yep.
14, 15,
Yep.
and 16, 17, 18, 19.
You made it. You got it. Good stuff.
So I'm gonna be like, the light from my crystal is gonna dim a little bit, and then it's gonna come back, and it's gonna similar to like a firework. It's gonna, and that is 4D. Wait a second, where is it? That is for guiding bolt. It is 46. So let me just get 46. I have some right here. That is 8, 9, 10, 11. 11.
11. Okay, good.
Radiant.
Radiant damage for an additional insult on this creature. It's not happy. Just in general, it doesn't really like that. So there's that. Yeah, it looks hurt.
We burned his boat. We confused his crew.
There's that. Those aren't things he liked either. But now he's also been hit by radiant energy, and it's outlining him. So the next person who takes a strike at him is going to have advantage.
All right, so I think it
Yeah, I
was a
think
slightly less successful second round, but it was still all right.
we're on the bandits, and the bandits have something they want to do. I'm going to call this a intelligence check. No, wisdom check, because they're navigating.
You're supposed to take my damage from my spell.
Thank you. Thank you for the reminder. Let's do that
So I
first.
have a roll set up, so let me roll the damage for them. Ah, 15. Nice.
Oh, well, we could just do that instead. So now that all the bandits are dead, they won't be doing that. Let me just get rid of that roll I was about to do and prepare for the top of the round. So there are a bunch of dead bandits on a boat that's on fire and it's in the darkness. Just like a general recap in case you guys forgot.
All of them are dead?
There was 11 of them left, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably. I mean, it's a pretty good sized cloud of daggers, right? And they're in the fire in the dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
I mean,
seems like a
that-
lot of damage.
That's the most
We-
successful thing I think I've ever done in D&D. So,
We created their nightmare.
I mean, can anybody say that they're really looking forward to having a darkness, fire, and a cloud of daggers cast on them at the same time? It's a lot. So,
team power.
here's the downside.
Oh, boo.
When you did that,
Did I think what's up in
the Death Priest gained 55 hit points.
Oh no!
Oh,
Additionally, it is its turn,
Boo.
and it casts Animate Dead on the dead
Aw.
pirates.
That they're
because
still in the
that's how
cloud of
you
daggers and the
play
fire and
this.
the darkness.
But to be fair, at least they will be zombies. So there is that. As all, let's see how many animating dead zombies I can pull up here. I'm just reading my spell. Dun dun dun. It does seem like I'm only going to get one zombie out of this.
Yes.
So, unfortunately, there is one zombie shambling through the fire darkness with no daggers attacking it. But yeah, this Death Priest is feeling so much better after that invigorating bout of people dying.
Darn it.
So, yep. You see green energy just kind of like illuminating it, and twisting fires now coming up over it beyond that bright white glow that it had before. And I haven't moved them yet, so they're going to move onto the boat into the darkness. So that's what they do.
So the zombies are still on the boat, or are they leaving the boat?
Well, we only did get one zombie technically. So
Okay,
the zombie
yeah,
is on the
so-
boat, and also now the Death Priest is on the boat in the range of the darkness sphere.
Yeah, that's great.
But on the pro side, it's Ezekiel's turn.
So when does the darkness spell expire?
10 minutes or when I dismiss it.
So it's only, 100 rounds?
I don't know if I want to go on the boat by myself, but can I? So is the daggers are gone, right? Though the fire's still going, but the daggers are gone.
I think so. Hang on, let me look at them.
think
Did
that's
the
right.
guy Death Priest move from floating over the island?
Yeah, he's back on the boat.
Correct.
Okay,
And
so-
the daggers are present for 1 minute.
Yeah.
Oh, so they might still be there then.
Oh, did I get an opportunity attack?
You didn't, but I don't know if you get one when you're on the ground and he's floating 10 feet in the air. Because you jumped up, but you're not flying, so you couldn't really maintain that range, right?
Yeah, that's true. He's out of my reach. Yeah.
I mean, I hadn't thought of it though. That wasn't something I considered.
I guess probably my best bet is. Was the Death Priest, was he carrying anything like a? Was he carrying any like staffs or anything like that?
Yes. Yes, he has a
Okay.
tall black wood staff. And
I
now
could try to
that,
run. Yeah. If I used all of my movement, I'm wondering if I used my movement and my action to run up and grab that little urn thing and then like jump in the water. Could I do that or?
yeah, so notes on this. Number one, it's a pretty large urn. It's probably 50 pounds, but that's totally something you can carry.
Yeah.
Number two, yes, you can definitely do that. I would have you make a perception check to see if you're going to be able to make your way through the fire cloud, and you are going to take dagger damage.
Yeah.
Fire stabby cloud.
If you can get to me, I can make you fly for 10 minutes, but we're
I don't know.
far away from each other.
Yeah, because I either do that or I just sit here and wait for them. But I'm a little concerned that they now have that urn thing and they're pissed. So
You could just try and shoot him with a crossbow again.
I can't see through the darkness.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess I am the closest to the urn thing. So I guess I'm gonna try this bum rush to run up there and grab the urn, and then I guess just jump in the water.
Okay, so go ahead and make a perception check. You are going to take the 15 damage no matter what, and then we'll see if you are able to get the urn.
Yeah. Perception.
I kind of want to.
1.
Oh,
Excellent.
sorry. Ezekiel's dead.
Would it help if I dropped the darkness?
Yeah.
If you drop the darkness, there will be no perception check. He will just take dagger damage and then run through and get the urn.
All right.
I will drop the darkness.
All right.
So you are about to run, and the darkness goes away right when you touch it. You realize you were pointing at the stern of the ship and were about to run full on into the wood, and then right yourself run up the gangplank, and the urn is right there, and the priest is directly next to the urn. The spinning cloud of daggers cuts at you as you run through. The urn's right there if you want to grab it.
All right. I'll grab it. Do I make a strength check?
Nope. I'm going to say you're plenty strong enough where you can grab it, and you're just running off the side of the boat.
Yep. I'm just gonna grab it and jump off the boat.
Now, I do want to ask, because I think it's fair, do you want to be on the side where your friends are, or are you going over the other side?
Probably in the side where my friends are. I think it's. I mean, I'm in chainmail, so I don't want to be in dark, deep water. I want to be in the water that's a little bit shallower.
You're basically going to fall onto the shore if things go really
Yeah.
well.
Yep.
So you grab the urn, run, jump off the edge of the boat. In addition to your 15 damage from daggers, we're going to have a d6 of falling damage, which you can try to make an athletics check to mitigate.
Oh, does the what's it called get an attack of opportunity on him? The Death Priest, since you said he was right next to him.
That is a good question. I thought about it, and I decided he's just a little bit out of that area, because he's back by the urn, and the urn is between Ezekiel and him, but maybe next time.
So, do I do a acrobatics check? You said.
You could do an acrobatics or an athletics check just to see how you handle falling down.
Athletics is gonna go better for me. 12.
Okay, you do not take 1d6 damage.
Yay. Well, that sort of worked. How much damage did I take?
You took the 15 from the daggers.
Okay. Well, I'm pretty damaged now.
I kind of want Vetiver to cast flight on me so that I can do an air battle with him,
Yeah, sure.
like Goku style.
If you can get to me, I can do that. By the way, Ezekiel, I also have cure wounds.
Well, if you can get to me, that would be great.
Yeah, I need to touch you to do it. So
You'd have to use. Well, whoever's next up. Who's next up anyway?
I think
Oh, okay.
Vetiver's next up. Oh, no, you're right. It is, yeah, it's Vetiver.
I mean, like I have taken a lot of damage because I'm
Yeah.
down to 16 out of 49. So to the extent you want to heal me, that would be very nice.
Okay, so I would like to try and heal Ezekiel, which I guess means I'm coming slightly out of hiding unless you've landed in my lap.
Nope, I landed on the shore
Yeah,
pretty
he is right
badly.
at the shore, so you're gonna have to walk all the way down to the water.
Well, I mean, I'm at the shore too. I just think I'm in a
Oh,
different part of the shore.
Okay.
Are you still on the other island?
Sorry, that's
What?
my dog.
Once you started, didn't you start on the other island too? Or okay.
I'm on Broken Neck.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my movement is 30 feet, so as long as you're within 30 feet of me.
Probably.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, yeah, then I'm just gonna cast Cure Healing on you.
Hey, Kira, you don't have your hand up to ask a question, right?
Oh.
Okay, just making sure. I just want to make sure.
So that is 1d8 plus 5. Hang on, let me set up my 8 plus 5. You gotta say.
Well, 6 is better than nothing.
It could be so
I
much
guess.
worse. It's good stuff.
Oh, the dice hate you.
Yep.
Okay. So, Vitiver, anything else you're going to do on your turn?
A little bit better.
I think. Well, unless I can get over to the lane, I don't think I can really do anything else that's of use at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, you could probably move over towards Verlaine if you want to. That sounds reasonable to me.
Yeah, sure, I'll do that. And then my next turn, I can make them fly.
Okay, sounds good. And we are now at Verlaine's turn.
I want to. I think I'm gonna hold my action until she can make me fly. So
I think it's going to take a whole additional round.
Yeah.
I'll just do that. I'll hold my action.
Okay. And then, Ida, what do you want to do?
You know, that's a valid point because
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't think about that.
well, so Verlaine, if you want to take your turn,
I can. I can burn a key point and do patient defense.
Yeah. I mean, you're not even
Yeah,
taking
I'll
an
do
action,
that.
so you can just do dodge.
Oh, you know, that's a good point. I've never actually used dodge before.
Yeah.
I'll just do dodge.
Okay, Ida, you ready?
Okay, is there, because of the fire, would you say there's like dim light
Yes.
so I can see?
Mhm.
Okay, so I am going to stand up and focus, kind of on my opal, and I'm gonna like call forth a spiritual weapon,
Mm-hmm.
and it kind of looks like one of those, like a stone face of a woman
Mm-hmm.
and it looks like there's like carved tears like into the stone. Okay, so it looks like there's like tear tracks, and I am going to call it up over the right, like right next to the guy.
Yep.
The priest.
Yep.
Okay. Let me just see if this works. Wait, it says when you cast a spell, you can make a melee. Yeah, so I want to bash him with
Let's
it.
do that.
Okay. Oh, I don't think that's good. If the dot is next to the bottom, that means it's a 6, right? So that's 12. I don't think that hits.
12 to hit? No, unfortunately.
Yeah, so it doesn't hit. On your, yeah. So that's my turn.
Okay. And so we have no bandits.
Oh wait, I'm sorry.
Uh-huh.
It's a bonus action to cast, right? But then to get it to hit is an action, right?
Yeah, because you'd be using your action to strike with it.
Okay, then that's fine.
Okay. So we go back up to the top of the initiative, which is this guy. Oh, I did have one zombie. I should have the one zombie move. It moves down the gangplank. It is going in the direction of. We've got Ezekiel right on the ground. We've got
Yeah.
Vetiver is over by Villain, correct?
Yeah.
So, sorry, Ezekiel, you're the only thing I can hit with a zombie.
It's probably. I mean, this is to my disadvantages. But it's probably fair to say that I'm prone, likely, if I
Yes.
fell over the side.
Well,
So
sure. And, the good news is this zombie paws at you with its very recently dead burned hand, and it does not hit you in any way that's serious.
all right, good to know.
So that's good. So now when we move back to the top of the initiative, now we can do the fun stuff.
Yeah.
So, boom, boom, boom. The Death Priest is going to hover over the edge of the boat and go towards Villain because he's ready for his anime duel. He heads directly at you to make a melee spell attack.
Okay.
Now, you are being patient, so I'm going to roll this twice. Being dodgy, I should say. Okay, so does a 14 hit you?
No.
Excellent. So it has reached out, and you see like green flames wreathing its hand as it tries to touch you, but you are super, super swift. Okay, and that is its turn, and we are going to move on to Vetiver, correct?
Yes. So I'm going to use my Bandor, which is a magical instrument, and it holds 8 spells, basically. I can use them once per day. And I'm going to cast Fly on Villain, and so you can fly now.
Huzzah.
You can go 60 feet up. It lasts for 10 minutes. And if you're still flying around after 10 minutes, then you just fall to the ground, which would be hilarious. So
Okay, now
try
real
not
quick,
to do that.
a real quick question I have for you. This is a concentration spell, correct?
So it's the instrument that does it.
Interesting. Okay.
So if you want to look up the here, I'll just drop the name of it into
Sure.
The uncommon item she picked.
is that
Yeah.
No
all right?
worries.
I am.
Drop it in the chat.
Yeah.
Or in the,
I think that's how you spell it, but I think I missed a C somewhere.
Okay. I'll take a look and see if I can find it real quick, but I trust you, and if that's the way it works that way, and we're fine. I was just going to ask about the Cloud of Daggers.
Oh, the Cloud of Daggers at this point, I think, has been dropped just because I'm trying to do other stuff at the
Sure.
moment.
If you want it to be dropped, you can have it be dropped.
Yeah.
that makes sense.
So, Cloud of Daggers down. Do you have other things you want to do this round?
Another thing that I wanted to do, just to provide a little bit of distraction and or cover. I'm going to take one of my cards from the deck of illusions, and let's see, what would distract a death priest?
A puppy.
That sounds likely.
I don't. Unfortunately, my deck doesn't have any puppies. That's sad. Would a golem be distracting?
Probably.
Why not? Okay, so I'm going to throw the Ace of Clubs sort of like a little bit inland to see if I can split its attention between where we are and where it is.
Okay.
So if we're down at the shore, I'm going to throw it inland a little bit to the west. And it can be 30 feet away from me. I don't think I want it quite 30 feet away from me, so maybe like 15 feet away. There's going to be an illusion of an iron golem that is going to act very aggressive towards it.
Sounds good to me.
It's just an illusion, so it can't really do much, but
Okay. So with that in mind, we've got the illusion down, and we are now on Ezekiel's turn.
So I've got the zombie next to me.
Yes.
I think I said I was probably prone. So does it take a movement to get up from?
It takes half your movement.
Okay. All right. Now, how far away is the priest, and is it still floating?
The priest is still floating. It
Okay.
is a little ways far away, but not so far that you can't go see it.
Yeah. Yeah, but I won't be able to reach it then if I took half my movement to get up. Then I guess I'll just go ahead and deal with this zombie. Might as well. It's right here, so I'll take a swing at it with my warhammer here.
Mm-hmm.
And 11.
11 hits a zombie. Yep.
All right, I will roll the damage, and that's 9.
Okay. Good. Good. Everything's going great.
Is it still alive?
Let's say no.
Okay.
Dead zombie.
Dead zombie. Zombie goes down. Okay.
Okay. So how does the extra attack work with the fighters? Do I have to do anything with that, or is it just?
No, you just
It
make a
says here
second
with the
attack.
fighters, I always get a second attack.
Yep.
But there's nothing around for me to attack. Can I just use that to prep an action or something, or what can I do with that?
You can let it go, or you can like try to switch weapons and take a crossbow shot if you want to.
Oh, what the heck? I'll do a crossbow shot. Why not?
Sure.
And 17.
Okay. So that's good.
The best I rolled all day. And then 5 piercing damage.
Okay. Yeah, and so the Death Priest feels that, and it is not fun. And you've still got the urn with you, correct?
Yep. Oh,
Okay,
I forgot about that. Yep.
And we're going to move on to Verlaine's turn.
I meant to look into the. Oh, my fault. Yeah.
I'm going to fly up and move to engage,
Yes.
and I want my air battle. Damn it!
We are doing this.
I actually was taking a look at this, and I did something wrong earlier with my flurry of blows, but I know how to fix it.
Okay.
Take my first attack. So 11 plus 18.
Yep, that's a good hit.
That's 13. Okay, this dice is going into the coffin.
The dice shaming box.
And so it's 1d. Okay. Okay, this dice can stay. 6. 10 points on the one that hit. And then I'll burn another key point to do flurry of blows again,
Okay.
because I like that move.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wrong button. There we go. It's 18 and 17.
Okay, those are both hits.
Cool. Let's see. Oh, it would be 8, 16 points of damage. And then as a result of my drunken technique, I automatically get disengaged
Nice.
when I use flurry of blows.
Very cool. So are you moving now
So I'm
farther
going to use
away?
that and move back 10 feet.
Got it. It's good
Yeah, I'm
stuff.
going to move back 10 feet.
Well, so I got to tell you guys, the downside of him getting all those extra hit points is he has all these extra hit points. Otherwise, things are going really well. And Ida, it's your turn.
I am going to use my spiritual weapon
Mhm.
to try and hit him again. Let's see if it goes better this time. I'm gonna move it first because before he was like right on the ship deck, and now he's like over near the island. So I'm gonna move it.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna have it try and slam into him. Big natural 20, baby.
Yay, all right, we got
Nice.
one.
Okay, so that's 26 to hit.
Very good, very good. Definitely hit.
Okay, and
So are you okay with just rolling the dice and then doubling the number?
Yeah.
Okay.
okay, no, that's 10. I'm dumb. I never learned math. Okay. Okay, so that's 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 16.
Nice. Very nice. Okay, so he is hit by the spiritual weapon.
Yes. So that is with my spiritual weapon. Okay, so I can move it. So it says it's a bonus action to move it and hit it after I've summoned it. So for my main action, is this concentration? It's not. Concentration, no. Okay, so I'm going to also use my magic missile,
Okay,
which automatically hits. So
that is good stuff.
that is 4d4 plus 4. So let me just grab some of these little triangle babies. Okay. And where's the other one? I know I have more than that. Oh, here it is. Okay. Come on. What is that? That is. I can't read. Okay. 3, 3, 4, 2. So that's
Nice.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
Good stuff. Okay, that's a powerful round. It did not like that. That's like over half of its extra hit points gone from that set. I think between the two of you, you have pretty much canceled out all the extra hit points at this point.
It's like.
It's good stuff. Okay, so at this point, we don't have any zombies on the field. Everybody's gone, so we're back up to this guy's turn. And, I've got like one more thing that I can try for. So let's make an attack roll against Villain. Here we go. Okay, a 13 is not going to be hitting, right?
Nope.
Sad face. As this green light just kind of glances out into nowhere like a little shooty laser beam that didn't hit anything at all. And from there, it's going to float. Oh, let's say we're going to go back down the island. It's starting to go to the bridges and so forth that lead to the people's houses in Marrow Reach.
No, no, no.
Boo.
So now
Boo!
it's moved about 40 feet up. So I would say on the map, if you look at it, it's going to be right where the bridge starts.
Okay.
And
From
still-
Broken Neck, it's going to be right where the bridge starts, or on
That's
the
correct.
the
It's
side
on the
closest to
broken
us.
bridge. Yeah, it's on the broken neck side, on the edge of the bridge, and it is still 10 feet in the air.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so next up is Vetiver.
Okay. I think, well, since it worked last time, I am going to cast Dissonant Whispers again, but this time I'm going to cast it as a 3rd level spell, so if it hits, it does more damage.
Ooh, okay.
So that is a Wisdom saving throw for you.
Ooh, that is a good wisdom saving throw, though.
What was it?
23.
Ah, son of a biscuit. Okay, never mind. I'm going to take another card from my deck of illusions if I still have that, and I'm going to throw it on the bridge. And I'm going to use the... Let's see. I'll use the 10 of diamonds, which is a fire giant. So suddenly there's an illusion of a fire giant on the bridge.
Okay, and I did want to point out you do get half damage on your previous on Dissonant Whispers.
That's right. I do. Okay, so half damage. It was 5d6. So, right. I'm just rolling 5d6 and then we can divide that number.
Yeah, we'll just divide it on the...
Yeah, 25. So, points of damage, which isn't bad.
So, you cast the spell. The creature falls to the ground.
Yes.
Down to the ground at broken neck. Just before the bridge, it is plummeted. It seems dead.
It seems dead. I don't
I
trust
mean, it
it.
seemed dead when we first saw it.
It's always been dead.
That's
I
true.
guess I'm next up. So
Don't poke it
So
with
are we still in turn order?
It's up to you guys. We can preserve it if we want to make sure Ezekiel gets to go next. If you guys want to just go free for all, I'm good with that.
Oh, okay. But it's. I mean, there's nothing left to fight because we already killed this.
Yeah, but it might not actually be dead.
No, I know. I know that. You know.
Nothing else seems alive, and nothing else is attacking you right now.
So
Okay.
I just gonna kind of not kind of trying to like walk down the like incline that she walked up like from. So
Yeah.
she's gonna come from behind the rock and gonna come down towards the pier and kind of call over, you know, my spiritual weapon
Mm-hmm.
back to me, you know, so it's like closer by. And kind of, but I'm not gonna get close to that thing. I'm gonna like, is Vetiver the closest? I'm gonna cut.
no, I'm probably the closest. Most likely, because I was.
I think you and I, Ezekiel, are probably. I mean, we are the closest. I think we're probably evenly.
All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna go up to it
Yeah.
and use. Can I just use disarming strike to make sure I get out to get the staff out of the way first?
Sure.
Yeah.
Wanna
Roll
touch
for.
that?
No, I don't
I'm
feel
gonna-
like that's necessary. You could just go ahead and get the staff out of the way.
All right. So I just get out of the way. I don't roll for anything.
Nope, don't need to roll for anything.
All right. I just knock the staff out of the way, kick it out of the way or something. Can I just like hit him in the head again?
Yes. There is a
Even though
crunch.
Okay.
It
Brains.
sounds dry.
Oh, that's weird.
Can I investigate the corpse to find out what undead creature it was? I'm just
Yep.
curious.
You can do that. An Arcana check could be appropriate to that.
Yep. Let me roll my Arcana.
Oh, I want to look at it too.
Feel free.
I wanted to go
feel
take a
free.
look at the.
Poke the dead thing with sticks.
I wanted to go look at the
You want to
urn.
see a dead
Do
body?
a history check on the urn.
I'm gonna go over and start pouring alcohol on the dead body.
No.
On which dead body? You do have several to choose from.
on the big guy.
Okay.
Okay. My Arcana was 25.
Nice.
Mine was 15.
They're both very good. It is a kind of undead that is not very common. It is called a Death Priest. And just so you guys know, I stole this from the Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica, in case you're wondering why you've never seen this animal before or anything like that.
Okay.
But you also have an inkling that they are connected with ancient and sinister death cults that sometimes figure vampires.
Oh boy.
But
Mm,
that's probably
we
another
could-
stream's problem.
okay.
Why don't we could just burn the body?
Yeah, I'm gonna light the corpse on
I'm-
fire.
Can I?
Notice that I am pouring alcohol on it.
Yes.
I don't. Didn't they say they were from the burning can urn or something?
The foul hand, but then Ezekiel has the urn of.
Well, yeah. Can
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just saying, doesn't fire seem like their thing?
Oh, good point.
Doesn't it seem like
I-
it might not be good if we set it on fire?
Can I investigate the urn, please?
In what way would you like to investigate the urn?
I'm gonna do a history check. It's the only thing I'm even vaguely good at.
Okay.
I will fake Arcana.
22
Yay!
history.
Nice.
Roll.
I'm gonna try for just a flat intelligence roll because I got nothing.
Sure. This is a
I
real
got an
thing.
11.
Yeah, so I mean, you know, it looks impressive. It's just basically a big stone urn. It has a seal in the top that's like covered in wax, but it's not very, like somebody has already done the prep work to open this up. So this is a real thing, and this is an urn that has a historical, like let's just say story, that if you were to open this, inside is going to be a creature of elemental fire that will raise the land.
Oh well, let's not do that.
Let's go put this by the trident.
Can we? Yeah. I don't know if the trident's the best place for it.
Cursed Object Island.
Yeah, I would. I suggest burying this or something. Excuse me.
Want to roll it into the sea?
No.
Well, if you took it out to sea and tied it to a really heavy rock,
Maybe
Or
that
maybe
would
just
be
give it to the town. They
better.
seem like
Yeah,
nice people.
maybe the paladin might know what to do with it.
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, they can use it to. If anyone tries to attack them again, they'll just threaten to raise all the land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So back to the court.
Yeah, it's on fire.
Is
somebody
it?
set
Did
it
we
on
actually
fire?
light it on fire?
We
I
didn't
thought
actually
we
light it on fire yet.
Okay, then it's not on fire.
did.
Smells faintly
I
of
would
alcohol.
I would like to decapitate it and put a stake broadly through its heart, just
Sure.
for surety's sake.
That
Ugh.
sounds very reasonable.
For personal reasons. It's a cultural thing.
Vampires. Okay. Cool. Yay!
And
Ida is very grossed out by this.
Well, you guys all survived this part, so that's good. So let's talk about closing scenes. Going around real quick, is there something you want to see happen at the end of this adventure? Something you wanted to get solved that you didn't, or something like that? Let's start with Rain, because they're right below my camera.
I kind of want my character to spend at least some time in that hostel place, just either trying to teach them how to make alcohol or better food.
Yeah, better food you're definitely going to be able to accomplish. That's probably the better of the two. Okay, so Ezekiel, you've disappeared in terms of your camera, but you're up next in my round the circle. So what would you like to see happen?
I guess I can join in that last quest. I think that's a perfectly valid one. I mean, I'm always looking for random. I have my brewer's supplies. I can set up a little shop and start brewing some beer.
Okay, so the next adventuring party that
Whatever.
comes through, they may see some good beer. That would be nice.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
like that.
Basically, yeah. No, there'll be a nice, good amount of beer there, and I'm gonna I don't know, whatever random stuff they have to throw in there. Maybe what herbs do they have?
Oh, they've got a lot of things that are made from seaweed or like marsh grasses and things like that.
We could try to distill something from seaweed.
I think that's grog.
Ugh.
Seaweed
It'd be
booze.
great.
That sounds
Ew.
horrible.
That sounds like
Find a nice rice patty, make some sake. It'll be fine.
There we go.
Okay, how about Ida? What does Ida want to see happen?
I'm just gonna help with. Excuse me. I'm just gonna help with the giving rights to people.
Mhm.
And if there are any orphans
You're
that
an orphan
seem,
collector.
that seem, promising, like smart or like, very good. Like if someone, if you said there's very few people in town, so if any of the kids had their parents killed in one of the raids, I would
that
see about whether they want to stay or leave, maybe possibly with me.
Take that 15-year-old half-orc boy with you.
Yeah, here is a question. Both the goblin and the half-orc are actually orphans. Are you going to try to recruit them away from their service?
No. This town needs someone here
Okay.
to guard them, but I'm talking like, the kids that don't have anyone guiding them. Like they have the older paladin who's kind of taken them in, it seems.
Yep. Okay,
So if not, I'll just help with the funeral rites and then, be on my way.
Cool. And you are definitely able to do that there. And let's talk about Vetiver. What does Vetiver want to have happen?
Vetiver, if anybody just knows like stories or songs, because I'm a bard and that's what I do.
So now you learn a whole bunch of creepy, spooky skeleton pirate stories. So the next time you perform at a children's hospital or something like that, they will cry. It will be bad.
Yes, good.
All
The
right.
tears of
You
children.
learn 3 sea chanties that are pretty much all about somebody dying.
Yes.
That's, I think, how all of them go, so it's good. So at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to just, if anybody has anything they want to say, we'll go around and then we'll close out for now, and I'll get prepped for the next stream, so that you guys know what happened. The 3 adventures for D&D this weekend are all linked. In the first adventure, the people who did their fighting did a good job. Otherwise, you would have had to fight a mind flayer. In the adventure that we are in now, you guys did a good job. Otherwise, the town would have probably been burned down by the fire elemental in that urn. And now in the third of these 3 stories, we will see what happens. Also, Rain is in the third one, so he gets to, or they get to directly benefit from this.
Nice. You're welcome.
They can have some of my weird beer that I made.
They will have weird beer available to them as part of the adventure.
And that character is curious about foods and customs.
So
Seaweed
perfect.
flavored beer.
So thank you guys very much for being a part of this. It is so fantastic. I appreciate you guys coming out with such short notice, and everybody's got different busy schedules and is all over the place. It is so helpful. Thank you. On my view, can we start with future evolutions? You want to go first? And anything you'd like to say?
Not really. I don't really have anything to say. No, I don't have anything to plug right now. So thanks for the game, and I hope you raise some money for the cause. And that's all.
Very cool. Thank you. And I'm on Xantar Malachi next on my roundabout.
Nothing to plug. Thank you for arranging it. This was a lot of fun. So.
It was great having you. Thank you. And Rain, you want to go next?
I have things to plug. I am Rain Hayes. You can find me on Welcome to the Party. I play every week. On Sundays, I play in the morning the Winds of Chaos Warhammer campaign, as well as at night I play a Misspent Youth game. And I will soon be on the Welcome to the Party podcast playing Echo a Location Service. There is a bat. Yes, that's how we got the name. Other than that, I don't have a lot going on. I make homebrews. You're going to see a couple of them in the next game.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah. So that's what I got going on.
Good stuff. Okay, Biblio Princess.
So I don't have anything to plug, but I wanted to say thank you to everyone who's donated. I'm a Northern California native. I'm currently on the San Francisco Peninsula area, and it is horrible here and up north and down south. So it really means a lot that people are willing to donate to the cause. Follow me on Twitter, I guess. I'm Biblio Princess there too. Just thank you, and thank you, Hans, for organizing this.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really appreciate you guys coming out and playing. Thank you very much for taking the time. If you don't mind, the way we're going to do this is I'm going to do the break screen. I'll mute the channel, and then I will just have you guys leave the meeting if you don't mind, because I use the same meeting for the next game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
Okay, so here I go. I'm going to do the break screen first.
Should I just stay?
Yes, you totally can, because you're in the next game. Okay, I'm muting the sound. Give me one more